So which LUMNA elixir do you suggest for trauma, cPTSD, and somatic pain? And what is the ideal usage?
Great question. So I always recommend Calm and Uplifted for these conditions because of the way it works on the nervous system. Sweet Relief is really great for pain and can be used to augment Calm and Uplifted if chronic pain is a really big issue. But when it's mainly somatic pain, which again is caused by stored emotions or stuffing our issues in the tissues, Calm and Uplifted is better for moving those stored emotions and bringing them from the subconscious into conscious awareness for processing. And I'll just add that that's best paired with something like TRE or trauma releasing exercises, somatic experiencing, yoga therapy, things like that. But aside from the somatic pain, in general, the ideal usage would be, I recommend using it full body, so head to toe, at least once a day or at least 2 to 3 times a week per week, ideally, to maximize the long-term benefits in particular and improve sleep. But it can also be used during stressful or kind of trigger events by applying it to the acupressure points and areas that we have on our website, forearms, chest, front and back of the neck, bottom, soles of the feet. Those are kind of our go-to areas just for on the go as needed, acute relief. Ideally, people will be using at least 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, which is the therapeutic dosage, but that can be in divided dosage. So we've found that effects generally last for about 6 to 8 hours. So even just 1 teaspoon 3 times a day would get somebody into that therapeutic dosage. I also do like to say that since every body is different, I think a good rule of thumb is that however much it takes to cover you head to toe is probably your daily therapeutic dose. So obviously a smaller bodied person is going to have a lower therapeutic dose than a larger bodied individual. So that can be a good rule of thumb, is how much does it require to cover you head to toe? And then even if you don't want to apply it all at once, dividing that generally in 2 or 3 doses per day is ideal.
Yeah. And just add a couple of things. I think it's really great like after a bath or after a shower, because then it just becomes a part of your ritual. You just replace your lotion with it. That was one of the reasons that we wanted to create a lotion, so that it just becomes a part of your ritual, something that you can do, that you take a breath, you slow down, you enjoy just giving yourself self-love and massaging it in. You give your mind a pause. It becomes a bedtime ritual that helps you to sleep well. And obviously sleeping well helps to also bring down your anxiety the next day. It helps with all the aspects of the healing in this regard. I think that another thing that I personally like is I have a lot of somatic pain in my hips. It's really great in a massage, or if I feel that flaring up, to just use on that area at those times. And then another thing that Dr. Jane and I like to do, we actually both did it right before we started this recording, is, if you have something that you want to feel mental clarity for, or a lot of focus, it really just helps if we're feeling tired, or if you've been overwhelmed with something, just to kind of get recentered. And I also personally just use it socially, right? Because I don't like to drink very much. I used to drink a lot, and now it doesn't serve me. It doesn't feel good for me anymore. But I do like to loosen up, right? And just feel more at ease and connect with people. And so I do that before a social event, and it's really lovely. And just to add to that, one of the reasons that we wanted to make it a lotion is because a lot of people have pill fatigue, right? We don't want to sit in the morning and take like 25 different pills for a million different supplements. Or we also wanted to create something that felt empowering when we were doing it for mental health. And for me personally, with my mental health journey, taking a pill felt disempowering, because it just empowered that narrative, just for me personally, that I was sick, I was ill, and that's not the case. So I love using something that feels empowering, feels supportive, feels loving, feels nurturing.
Absolutely. And I mean, we shouldn't understate the aspect of self-touch and self-care and massage, especially with somatic pain, massaging into those areas. It can also be great with safe people. So, a trusted massage therapist, a partner, a friend, that give and take, that can be really beautiful. But also just for ourselves, the active self-massage, has been used for millennia in Ayurveda to adjust the nervous system in general. This is just really that on steroids, that ramped up, but just therapeutic touch on its own is really important, but this really drives everything deeper and really can help adjust the nervous system.
100%. And I think that that's one beautiful thing that we unexpectedly found with mothers and children. We totally didn't anticipate this, but we have a lot of moms telling us that, their kids, for instance, are experiencing anxiety and they don't want to give them medication. And so they've really been enjoying the product, and it becomes a beautiful ritual they do together. They're showing that love to their child. Their child is experiencing that love in the process. And using something natural. So it's don't underestimate the healing power and just the loveliness of having that opportunity to, in our days, put some love in there versus just a constant barrage of next. So we hope you enjoy the process.